contract renewal window has opened. We can try and renegotiate for a better deal with our current team, or approach someone else.
Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video, the F1 2021 Driver Career Mode with McLaren, episode number 57 today for the Hungarian Grand Prix, season 4, round number 9. If you missed the previous pane written Silverstone, you can go and check that out, and of course subscribe to the channel and you see plenty more F1 2021 Driver Career Mode videos. I should point out we are 6 subscribers away from 700 as well, so yes, if you haven't yet subscribed, then please do, it massively helps me out. But yes, we're just going to renegotiate our contract with McLaren. We've signed. We went for a medium risk strategy. I wanted a little bit more in the perk fund. We've now got 1.7 million to spend. This is literally the only money I've got in it, so we'll get some resource point boosters, and we'll also try and unlock some additional answers so I can tell Claire to go away as well, leaving the driver claim alone, just to make it a little bit more difficult for me to try and claim, and we're already at level 17. We don't need to be any higher, to be honest, anyway. R&D then, we've got that major brakes upgrade, the pad material one. We need to save up for that ultimate one. It's the only ultimate one we got left. I was in like half and half thinking that, you know, should we put on that tyre wear upgrade, but we've also got one final DRS upgrade, the final aero upgrade. That's available. Probably help us more at, not going to help us more at Hungary at all, but we've got, as interrupting me there, as I said, we've got Belgium and Italy coming up, but one person who's not hanging around is Lando Norris, because he's moved to Mercedes. Lundgaard has been fired. That's harsh, because Lundgaard was matching Hamilton at Mercedes. That is very harsh. Ricciardo, obviously, I mean, as I said in the pre-season episode, he did have a contract still with McLaren. He was just doing other stuff like IndyCar, a little bit of IndyCar, a couple of races there, and other stuff, Extreme E and whatnot there. Ricciardo obviously is the natural person to take over from Lando Norris, but that's a blow for McLaren as well. Because, you know, their long-term future in that team has now, in our team, has now gone as well. Yes, I'm still here, but I mean, now Lando has pretty much been removed. It is now a 2-horse race in the championship, because that Mercedes is not a title with challenging car. So Lando Norris has just given up the championship as well, which is ridiculous. Just quickly looking at R&D, that minor upgrade came in as well, so, you know, moving further ahead of Red Bull probably won't help us here because I'm terrible at Hungary. AlphaTauri have brought an upgrade, and well, it was too good to be cool for Aston Martin as well, who brought their first upgrade for 2 seasons and haven't brought one since. They've now been jumped by Alfa Romeo, brought looks like an ultimate upgrade for them. Williams have upgraded Mercedes as well, so those 2 teams are now in a development race, probably along with Alpine as well, if they decide to upgrade there to try and catch a Ferrari as well. But anyway, I mean, we just got to focus now. We've got to refocus on ourselves, try and make the best of it. It's pretty much me versus Verstappen, as I said. We just need to get damage limitation to Verstappen. The only advantage, I mean, it's advantage to me because the gap between Verstappen and myself is less, as I've had a moment in qualifying. I don't like this track anymore. They've ruined this track. This track used to be quite nice to drive as well. It used to be nice and flowing. You had the first sector. I taught you through this lap as well. I'm still pretty semi-fast. You see, we're down in 14th because my pace is dreadful. I've had to lower the AI as well. This corner it's not too bad, but the first sector is actually still semi-enjoyable. You can't chuck it in as much as you used to be able to do. We're faster there, but then we come into this part of the track, Up to there was fine. This part of the track, losing time to the AI. Through this corner, it's just not fun anymore for that corner as well. This bit was never fun anyway, but then obviously this bit with the swooping, and then this fast series of corner, it just lose so much time to the AI, because they're, once again, the AI, like they've done previously, are doing their supersonic speeds. We're matching the Williams. Not great, to be honest, not where we need to be as well, to be able to take a, to try and damage limitation against Verstappen, who's probably going to win the race, to be honest, now that Norris is out of the way. Up to the line, what's it going to be? It's a 1:13.6, 2 seconds off the pace. Not great, to be honest. Norris only 10th, so the Mercedes isn't a great car. He has beaten Hamilton, but that Mercedes car is not a championship winning car yet. Whether or not they will be a championship winning car, we'll have to wait and see. For us though, 13th on the grid, see what we can do. Time for the race.
It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of the Formula One World Championship. We don't expect too many retirements at this track. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here. In particular, Ralf Schumacher. He made it across the line in all 10 of his Hungarian Grand Prix starts. 14 corners then for our drivers to navigate at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring today. It's 6 lefts and 8 rights around a lap here, with average speeds in the region of 120 miles per hour. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position, and it's Lance Stroll in P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Fernando Alonso and Ocon, Hamilton, Giovinazzi, Ricciardo and McLaren. Gasly, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Russell, Sergio Perez and Latifi. Tsunoda, they've taken a grid penalty. Vettel, Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. Norris and Guan Yu Zhou. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
So yes, Lando, Ricciardo and a couple of others, and Gasly as well, those three having penalties, so that is very good news for me. I think I can make it to the end as well on this set of components, so we're up to P10, 5 lights then for the Hungarian Grand Prix, lights out and away we go. And it's well, as usual on the medium tyre, it's a mediocre start, but bearing in mind this strategy will come back to me, hopefully it will come back to me later in the race. That's the plan of action. We died on the inside of about 3 cars there. It's a brilliant start. I think we're up to P6. Yes, we're up to P6. A great start, but then of course that's as maximum we're going to get today. Ocon diving out the inside, doesn't give me any space, and we have to cut the corner to maintain the position. Again, you can go side by side through that series of corners, but the AI has to give you space, and if they don't always give you space there, like Ocon did there. So Ricciardo has a lovely move around the outside the final corner. Now Ricciardo is all over me. Has he not got the message? Multi 13, ladies and gentlemen. He is the second driver. His job is to back me up in the Drivers' Championship, a job that he isn't doing right now. And instead he's pressuring me all the way down as well, because he's not going to catch up all those points, because he's started. You're not going to unless he wins every race this season, which he's not, because the car's not there. We jump to lap 11 then. Ricciardo's gone away. We've stayed out on these medium tyres. I think the pace is horrible, to be honest. It's like I'm pretty sure this track probably needs to go from my calendar. We should try to slow up Verstappen, but we only backed him into Stroll. Leclerc not fast enough as well. Now the Red Bull will be unleashed to Ferrari. It's an improvement for them, but they don't have the car. That's the to be able to challenge the Red Bulls, which is we need to do. We need their help. Ricciardo's gone through, as has Gasly. And Gasly's done. I think Gasly's done an undercut. Not Alonso's in as well. I think Ricciardo has given me damage. We come out ahead of Ocon there, who, to be fair, we were in front of Ocon, so we have lost a lot of time. To be honest, we've lost 10 seconds to Ricciardo, but it doesn't matter about Ricciardo because Ricciardo is out of the race with an engine failure as well. So that's a little bit annoying for him. Hopefully it's a 1-3 position, more points for me as well, 2 more points for the rest. So we are going to come in P6, but you know, it's damage limitation. I probably would have taken the P6 before the start of the race weekend. It's just such a shame, as Verstappen won the race. We really needed somebody to get in front of him there, as we have a moment of penultimate corner there, up to the line then for a pathetic P6. But we've got through these 2 episodes now, in the form of Britain and Hungary. Now we can start to look up, because you know the next couple of races should be a little bit better as well. But P6 today, faster than Gasly, but that was on the soft tyre at the end as opposed to him doing that lap on there. So you know, we weren't that bad. Ocon had a fault in the end, so he just faded as well. So in terms of the Drivers' Championship, we're 34 points behind Verstappen now. It's not great, to be honest. We need to start winning lots of races and hoping that Verstappen doesn't come P2. We need Ricciardo to be there for us now. AlphaTauri as well, if Gasly can get involved, they keep upgrading as well. Gasly's having it on a great run of form. Red Bull moved back in front because obviously they got a 1-2 and I only got P6, so lots of improvement to work on.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts.
Who would you say is your biggest rival at the moment?
We're not selection rival.
There are rumours that you're looking for a contract with another team. Is there any truth to that?
I've just signed a contract with McLaren.
Well, here's hoping they're working hard to find some improvements.
I think we are going to be working hard to find some improvement. We've got Belgium next, which I think as I said previously, from the Project Phoenix episode, it was a little bit of a discovery episode there of how to get a little bit more time out of Pouon, which is where I lose the most time on that little sequence of running compared to the AI as well, by putting ERS. So I don't expect a high qualifying there, but it should be better in the race, and a lot should hopefully be able to come through the field there. And then we've got Italy, Singapore and Mexico, and potentially Brazil, which are all winnable as well. So I'm targeting wins at those 4 Grand Prix. Hopefully Verstappen doesn't become second at any of them. So yes, that's where I'm going to leave it for today's episode. If you have enjoyed, then leave a like, subscribe channel if you see plenty more F1 2020 on Drive Come videos and when they come out. Till the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.